What's up, everybody? You're here with the Fly Guy. Alright, I recently posted a video where I talked about the challenges that I faced living out in the Philippine province, but I never really shared the reasons why my wife and I were out there in the first place. Let's walk and talk. I'm thankful for my time in the province. It hasn't been easy. We didn't choose, my wife and I didn't choose the province because we thought it was going to be a cakewalk. We didn't think that it was going to be simple. We chose it because of some trade-offs. So I want to start this video off by saying that it was actually my idea to be out in the province rather than living in Iloilo. We're in Iloilo now. My wife and I recently moved there, and we are enjoying married life together. We both had agreed that it would be a good idea for us to be out in the province for a time, even if it wasn't permanent. The reasons that we were out there were a few very important reasons why. The first one is that I wanted to honor her family and get some more time with her family to get to know them, rather than just marrying their daughter and running off somewhere with her and then never developing a relationship. Family is important, and I thought that to do the right thing, we should be out in the province, even if it was just for a time, to get to know her family and to potentially put down roots. Man, that garbage truck stinks. A lot of traffic out right now. I'm gonna slip down one of these side streets and continue. Oh, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to be in the province. Hear all that noise? That's one reason I wanted to be in the province. I love being in the quiet outdoors. We're in a good spot though with our apartment because we're in a quiet section, even though we're right off the road. It's pretty quiet where my wife and I are at, so no worries there. But man, once you get out on that main road, it is loud. So it was my idea to be in the province because I wanted to get to know her family, and I wanted to, out of respect, give them time as we transition into our married life and we end up going our own way. My wife lived in Iloilo for some of her college years. She did spend some of her college years at home because of COVID and distance learning. But for the most part, she has lived in the province most of her life. Another reason we were out in the province, tied to getting to know her family, was that we thought that we had an opportunity to build a home out in the province. A family member had indicated that they were going to gift us some land for our wedding gift. And we were going to, build a home. My wife and I are very, very simple. All we wanted was an opportunity to build a small starter home, something that we could, make economical. We could eventually take off the grid and be completely solar and just have a self-sufficient, quiet life. That's what we both wanted. We wanted a simple life. Once we kind of saw the writing on the wall, my wife and I said, okay, well, it's obvious that we're not going to be able to build. Things are not working out the way that we originally intended. We put our best foot forward, and we said that we were going to give family time as we started this journey as a married couple. We've done that, and we had to make the best decision for the beginning of our family. And there's more to it than that, but I do share some reasons that we left basically in the challenges video that I posted, so that's linked in the description for you, so check that out. I've never been back here. This is the first time I've walked back here. So the whole reason that we wanted to build a small economical home in the province wasn't to have some big crazy, mansion. It wasn't for any other reason other than having a good start and not incurring debt, which we're not doing now anyway. But the whole point is that we could build a small home that would be economical for us well into the future, and it would give us a home base, and we would still be able to travel and put ourselves in a position to split time between the United States and the Philippines, which we are working towards now also. So I'm going to be talking more about that in future videos, so make sure that if you have not, make sure to subscribe. Another reason we wanted to be in the province, well, primarily me, the reason that I wanted to be in the province was because I like the away places. I am a fly angler, I'm a fly fisherman. Fly anglers, we like the away places. We like to be in the country, deep, away from the noise, to disconnect and become grounded again. That's the whole reason why we do it in the first place. And that's why I wanted to be in the province. I've always loved the country. I grew up in the country as a kid, and in my younger years, in my early 20s, I can't believe I'm saying my younger years, I'm 38 years old, makes me feel like an old man. But in my early 20s and late teens, I lived in Alaska remotely, off the grid, and it was a wonderful experience. The years I spent living remotely in Alaska, I learned a lot up there, and I really realized that not only did I love the country life, but I loved the simple life. And I grew up a lot during that time. I learned a lot of life lessons during that time. I learned a lot about myself, and I became a stronger person because of the challenges that I faced up there. But it wasn't all challenges. I got to fish most days. If I wasn't guiding, I was out fishing myself, and I was developing and refining and testing fly patterns, and it was a wonderful time. It's all about timing and seasons in life. And I'm thankful for the opportunities I had up there, and I'm thankful for the opportunities that I had in the province. I'm thankful that I got to meet some wonderful people out there. And if you do go to the Philippines and you do visit the province areas, you'll see the real heart of the Filipino people come out. Another reason that Gracie and I wanted to be in the province was to slow down. We had both been working non-stop. I had been working around the clock, traveling, taking any job that I could, trying to get prepared to get set up here. Gracie and I were both exhausted. She was working a ton of hours, and she was planning this entire wedding basically on her own because I wasn't there. And we did, kind of a quick budget wedding because we didn't see any sense in spending a ton of money on one day when we still want to take a honeymoon and it's just one day. We have a whole life ahead of us. So we wanted to make sure that we set ourselves up good to have a good start. So we wanted to be in the province to slow down for a minute and get our feet set. Nothing's perfect. We didn't expect perfection. We didn't expect really anything. I did have some expectations of some basic things, but I wasn't looking for anything special. So when we saw things in the province not really starting to work out the way that we had anticipated, we were disappointed. It was disappointing to us because regardless of other people's actions, my wife and I did want to be out there. We did want to start a life close to family. God highlighted some other things to us. God made some things blaringly apparent. He shined light on the truth, exactly where we were at, and we moved accordingly. Life has a way of revealing itself to you. And Gracie and I, we gave it our best college try. And I am thankful that we did and we got this out of the way now instead of doing this later. Because with more responsibilities like children or community ties or things that would have anchored us down, this decision to live in the province could have been more costly and time consuming. So really it was a blessing in disguise that we got this out of the way up front. And you know, being away and being in a quiet place, as you get older, you'll really come to cherish those times that you've had where you've had the opportunity to be away, to be in a quiet country place. It's the quiet peace that brings healing and clarity and understanding. Comment below if you have a special place. Maybe you found your place and you've settled down in the countryside, or you spent some time in your life somewhere, some part of the world where you were in the country and you were able to be at peace. Comment below and let me know if you have that spot. So, as far as the fishing, you know, another reason why I wanted to be out there was because I wanted to find some untouched fisheries, and I'm still going to do that at some point. I'm still going to find that place. You know, I'm not going to let that go, but that's part of the reason why I wanted to be out there as well. You know, even though I was in the middle of a province and I wasn't directly on the coast, I had access to the ocean about an hour and 20 minutes away. So that's not a crazy drive. So getting to the ocean would have been pretty simple. I was going to fish Rojas City, still going to do that. The foot's healing up, so the fishing's coming, but you know, Rojas City is a place where I'm going to do some fishing, but right here in Iloilo I have an opportunity to fish, and I've got all kinds of water all around me. And that is really why the province was interesting to me, because the saltwater fishing opportunities are plentiful, but the freshwater fishing opportunities are hard to find. So I wanted to be out in the province to explore those areas, and I still will. From time to time, Gracie and I am sure, are going to go out and visit family, and we're going to continue building the relationships that we did, but I just won't have the opportunity to explore them as often as I originally anticipated. But the things that I love about the province are the people. For the most part, everybody was very genuine and kind. And it's unfortunate that, like anywhere, a few bad apples ruin the bunch. But I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. There are wonderful people in the province, and if you think that a certain province area is worth the investment to put down roots and spend, you know, a good chunk of change to get yourself your own infrastructure, because that's basically what you're going to have to do, then by all means make that investment. I think there are wonderful province areas, you know, in and around and between Iloilo and Tapascapiz that are, you know, unique places, and somebody could easily disappear and have a quiet little spot to themselves. So if you are someone who's looking to relocate, and maybe you want to just throw money at a big project like that, yeah, that's, you know, not going to cost you an arm and a leg like it would in the United States, but you're going to spend some money, even with the exchange rate, even with the Filipino peso, you know, suffering recently. You're going to spend some cash. And here's my dog, Coco. Coco, what are you doing? You got out. You got out, boy. Huh? You got out. What are you doing out here, huh? Running around. All right, let's go. Coco's gonna walk with us. Come on, Coco, let's go. Come on, you got it. You're good. You're okay. So Coco is a rescue, and he gets scared easy. He has to be kind of right by my side, by me and my wife all the time, and he will not deviate far, which is kind of nice because we don't really have to leash train them or have them tied out or anything like dogs in the U.S. But, Coco, we rescued him. I'm actually going to do a video kind of talking about Coco a little bit more because he's a real special part of our family. And we found him when he was on death's door. He was about ready to die. And he's become one of the best dogs I've ever had. And one of the final reasons that I'll share with you is the cost of living. The cost of living, due to the exchange rate between the United States dollar and the peso, is the reason that I came to the Philippines in the first place. Because I wanted to be able to leverage that and propel myself forward. I hit the reset button a few years ago when it came to building a life that was location independent. And I'm going to talk about that more in future videos. For me, the province didn't work out, but that doesn't mean I'm stuck. And the reason that I'm not stuck is because I did plan for my future, and I want a future of financial independence and location independence, and my wife wants the same thing. It's kind of amazing. My wife and I are very similar to one another, and we want the same things. And we didn't know all of the similarities up front. We knew a lot of them, but as we got to know each other better over this time that we've had together, even just recently, we found that we're very similar in what we want and the forward progression of our life. And she's been a real blessing because this province experience was very difficult for us. It was very hard on her. Come here, Coco. We'll go the other way. It's all right. That dog's not going to hurt you. My wife is a very strong but very patient person. She's calm. She has a wonderful demeanor. And I just really appreciate her understanding because she herself told me after we started seeing the writing on the wall in the province, she did say to me that she originally thought it would be better for us to start in Iloilo and come to the province later. That in the back of my mind. But if we would have done this later, even, regardless of the scenarios and all the what ifs and all the hypotheticals, at the end of the day, I'm glad we had the province experience that we did when we did. Because now we know where we're going. And we're excited, we're excited for the future, and we have one. And that's what I think some people in society today have lost sight of, is the fact that things are so difficult everywhere. I think people don't realize that they actually have a future. And there are things that, I've done, my wife has done, and we're going to be doing together to have a free, happy, fun life. So the province might not have worked out, but there were a lot of reasons why my wife and I wanted to be out there, and specifically I wanted to be out there too. And there's a good chance that we will return, but it's not going to be anytime soon. And if we do, it's just going to be for a visit. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be sharing about our next steps. My wife and I are taking some next steps to, push forward with life. And we've got a lot of good things coming. We're going to be sharing, moments from our lives here in the Philippines, and also from wherever we end up. Because, like I said before, we're building a life of location independence and freedom, and we don't want to be tied down by a government or a system. We want to be able to be as free as possible and be able to live a life that is full, because that's what God said. He came to give us life and life abundant. And that in and of itself is something that we are going to take to heart and hold true to as we push forward into this next chapter. If you like this video, go ahead and hit thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel for more fly fishing, Philippines, and travel videos. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.